successfully managed to export a PDF and had a little play around the different settings and how to do that in general. And of course, it's time to add a little bit more content to our document because it still looks a bit empty. Yes, yeah. So one of the things that we haven't done before is saving it, of course. Always keep an eye on that. File, save as, choose the location where you want to save it. I've just done that recently. I call it test file, whatever it is. There's a few different options down here, but by default, of course, we want to use InDesign, whatever version that you're using. Document and save. Of course, now I need to replace it, but yeah, happy with that. Now, when we want to upload external information like images or plans or anything, we don't just like upload all of that information on here, because the way that InDesign is working, and that's a really helpful way of organizing file sizes, is that InDesign is just linking to those images. So what that means, we have to pay a little bit of attention on how we structure all of that. So as you have seen before, I saved my test file .indd, that's what the standard suffix for an InDesign file looks like, in that folder that I call test file. And yes, there's a temporary file here as well, because that indicates that my InDesign file is actually open at the moment. One of the things I do is that I create a new folder, and I usually call it links. And that's where I'm placing all the original images and plans and everything that I'm going to place within my layout. I like to have them just adjacent to each other, just to kind of, if I'm ever going to look for an original image that I might have used in my document, I know exactly where to find them. So I would recommend you do the same. But yeah, feel free to do however you want to do it. Now, I've downloaded a few images from that house that we are working on in our ArchiCAD tutorial, and yeah, as you've seen before, I just copied them, or I just saved them on my desktop, and I'm not saving or dragging and dropping them into that links folder so that we have them all together next to our InDesign file. So going back to InDesign now, the way that we are now placing these images, and again, we are not importing them, we are placing them. So when you go to File, down here, there's the command Place, and that's the shortcut Command D. So yeah, pressing Command D, it will open your Finder window or your navigation window, and now you can choose which kind of images that you want to upload or place. Of course, selecting those links, you can select multiple images at once by either pressing Shift and all of them, or if you want to be a bit more specific, you can press Command and choose the ones that you want. At the moment, let's assume we want to have these three. Happy with it, just press Enter or click on Open and they will pop up. Now you can just click anywhere on the document to place them. Nice, so we have them all in our document now. And yeah, again, it's really nice that not all the information, all the megabytes and can go into the gigabytes, it's not within your document, so that makes it much easier to work around. Now, as you can see, that image is just a bit too large, so we want to resize it. Just with all the Adobe programs, you can resize them by choosing one of the corners. By pressing Shift at the same time, it will keep the ratio of the sides and the bottom and top. And as you can see, it's kind of cropping the image now. If you don't want that, you can press Shift plus Command, both two of them together, and now resize it to the size you wanted, and it actually resizes the frame and also the content, like the image on the inside. So again, Shift and Command, both together, resize them. There we are, looking good. That's what we want. Doing the same over here. You can see that there are some smart guides switched on. They are how do you say, they automatically snap to these other guidelines that are already present, like the margins within our drawing canvas. So yeah, maybe that one, we actually want to crop it a little bit. So yeah, you can just select the individual sides. That's how you can crop it. And one really important distinction, it sometimes happens, like now I'm double clicking on it, and you can see that the color of that frame is changing to that brown. If you just click on it once, it's the entire frame of the window and it's that bluish kind of color. Double clicking, your cursor changes to that hand, and again that brown frame shows up, and now you can move the content within your frame. You can see how the image kind of like behind that picture frame is moving around, and that can be a useful tool to kind of position the image the way you want it. You just click on the outside and your cursor will move out. That's, by the way, on here on the left side, these two different cursors, that's what they do. That one is the direct selection tool, shortcut A, and the other one is the selection tool, shortcut V, or as it says here, just click escape. Whatever tool that you have selected, whenever you click escape, you go back to the selection in the beginning. So yeah, that's how you place these photographs. You can layout them however you want it. You can move them around by dragging and dropping onto another page. That works all really nicely, having them wherever you want. You can see that, again, these smart guidelines, they are very helpful to position things. They also appear within the document itself. You can see how there's a pinkish line popping up. That's indicating that you are aligning the center of your image with the center of the document. And then also the other one would be that green line saying that that photo that I'm now moving is centered with the center of that bigger photograph. So yeah, keep an eye on these smart guides. They are really, really useful. If they don't show up for you, sometimes we accidentally press a shortcut or something and they are toggled off. You can go to View, navigate down here to Grids and Guides, and then have the smart guides, Command U, switch them on again if you need them.